Hi, welcome to the Launch and Landing channel. My name is Adrian, and today I want to present the paragliding area of Gitschberg in Meransen, South Tyrol. Let's get started. The small village of Weitental is located to the east of Gitschberg. Here we find one landing site and also one takeoff halfway up the mountain. On Gitschberg itself, there are several takeoff options in all directions from the south, the southeast, to the southwest. There's one landing area directly in Meransen and another one down in the valley opposite of Mühlbach. From the parking in Meransen, there's a good view down to Pustertal, which is well known for its great cross-country opportunities. A small hike up the hill to the church will lead us to the first landing site. The area is a plateau on an altitude of 1,400 meters. The landing area here at the church is pretty huge, about 80 to 100 meters in size. The area is also flat without any potholes or hills, and no obstacles can be found except of maybe the church itself. But as the landing area on this plateau is exposed to the valley, turbulences might occur. Towards the north from the landing site we can see the local mountains. Gitschberg to the right, where the takeoff areas are located, and Gitschberg to the left. Gitschberg itself is quite far away from the landing, and there is a middle station and a top station. The cable car to the middle station is running all winter and all summer, but from the takeoffs there you might not make it to the landing, as it is a distance of 4 kilometers on a height difference of 700 meters. So better is to get up to the top, where the availability of the cable car is less frequented. The 400 meters of extra altitude allow a relaxed flight. From the landing to the cable car station, it's just a short hike. Here we are. The ride takes about 10 minutes. From the cable car looking back, we can see the landing area at the church. In the day of research, there was a strong southerly wind. Pilots were not expected, so I had to rely on publicly available information. Here we can see the middle station of the lower and both stations of the upper cable car. The German Hang and Paragliding Association mentions a couple of takeoffs. Also the burner map. So we see here now Gitsch Mountain. I'm near Gitschhütte, which is located on 2,200 meters altitude, and I had just a small discussion with the local people here, and I asked where the paragliders are launching. And it's not like the German Paragliding Association tells us that there are really fixed takeoffs, but the whole mountain, depending on the wind situation, is a takeoff. It is actually just a conical hill without much vegetation, used in winter as a skiing slope. Now I'll start my journey around the takeoffs at the middle station. So here we are now at the first takeoff. It is located on an altitude of about 2,150 meters, and it's facing more or less to the southwest. The landing is visible from this place. The terrain is only sloping down slightly, so getting out here should be no problem. From here, reaching the upper cable car takes only about 5 minutes. This cable car is only running in high season. You might have to walk up if it's not available. Well, sitting here in the cable car and looking towards this side of the mountain, I think there's a really good option for taking off towards the south and towards the southwest. There are no obstacles, easy to handle, a little bit steep, but not too steep. And if the wind is okay from the front, or even in no wind situation, I think getting out here would be quite easy. Here we can see the last meters before reaching the top. So here I'm now up on top of Gitschberg. The altitude is 2,500 meters. Looking at the northern flank of the mountain, just below the cross, it is immediately clear that getting out to the north is no option at this mountain. That's why I immediately continue on to the southern flank. So here to the left of the upper cable car top station, we find the skiing slope, and this is perfect for launching towards the south. We are here on almost 2,500 meters, so the height difference to the landing is about 1,100 meters. The takeoff is also perfect to get out to the east to Pustertal Valley. The takeoffs further down the hill are more and more east facing. First we got this one here on an altitude of about 2,300 meters facing southeast to east. The takeoff is about 200 meters lower than the upper south takeoff. It is located on a wide open meadow that should be easy to launch. About 100 meters further down the hill, we are approaching the east takeoff. This launch site is on an altitude of about 2,200 meters. It is located between the middle station and Gitschberg, below a small chairlift, which is connecting the two main lifts. In summary, there are many ways to launch at this mountain. Here we have a final view on it. Besides Gitschberg, there are also launching options down in Meransen itself. One of them is Pichlerhof, which I'll show next. From the takeoff, it's a walk of about 15 minutes to reach this launch site. So up there we can see Pichlerhof, and right in front of it, the southeast facing takeoff site. This takeoff is on 1,500 meters. The height difference to the landing is 675 meters. By landing I mean not the landing in Meransen, but the landing in Mühlbach. As it is private property, it would be good to ask for permission. The launch site offers direct access to Pustertal in the east. Also visible from the launch site is the landing in Mühlbach. This landing site is located at approximately 825 meters. The wind direction is from south to north. From the landing area, Gitschberg Mountain is visible straight in front. The size should be minimum of 50 to 100 meters. The main obstacles in the area are the trees west and east of the landing site. Getting back from this landing to Meransen without car is quite an effort. Walk about 30 minutes to Mühlbach and then up with the mountain railway. Now let's move to the final part of this video, Weitental at the eastern side of Gitschberg. This side valley is mainly used by locals, as the takeoff and the landing area are on private property. The landing site is located behind a restaurant called Lahnerhof at the eastern part of the valley. The landing site is located on an altitude of a little more than 900 meters. It might be a bit challenging as the major part of the terrain is sloping down. The obstacles are the buildings bordering the landing area. On the opposite side, we can see the takeoff on the mountain at a mountain farm called Oberhof. Launching here, the farmer needs to be asked for permission. The launch site is on 1,350 meters, facing east-southeast. It's only about 450 meters down to the landing area. But the idea of this launch site is to soar up to the summit in the valley wind.